New Orleans Opera's spring season opens with Dead Man Walking, the story of a nun's journey as the spiritual advisor of a convicted murderer on death row. From the shocking opening scene to the searing finale, this opera changes everyone who encounters it. Composed by Jake Heggie with a libretto by Terrence McNally, Dead Man Walking is based on Sister Helen Prejean's 1993 account of her work on death row at the Louisiana State Penitentiary and has become a modern music theater classic since its premiere in 2000. While parking one night at an isolated lake, two teenagers are brutally murdered by the brothers Joseph and Anthony de Rocher. In a poor New Orleans school, Sister Helen and Sister Rose are teaching a hymn to a group of children. He will gather us around. Sister Helen is distracted as she thinks about her plan to visit Angola State Penitentiary, where her new pen pal, a death row inmate named Joseph de Rocher, has asked her to visit. Against Sister Rose's advice, Helen makes the long drive to Angola and ponders the momentous step she is taking.
To die, he writes me. I haven't a chance. Does he want me to help him to die? Is he afraid of death? What am I afraid of? What am I
When she arrives, she is greeted by the prison chaplain, Father Granville. In a tense meeting, the chaplain warns Sister Helen that she's wasting her time. Joseph de Rocher is beyond anyone's help. The prison warden joins them and tells Helen that Joseph will likely ask her to serve as his spiritual advisor as he prepares for execution. From their cells, inmates taunt Sister Helen as she walks through death row. Joseph and Helen have an awkward first meeting. Masking his true feelings with bravado, de Rocher blames his brother for the murders and even tests the nun's tolerance by recalling the pleasures he has known with women. Sister Helen slowly breaks down his resistance, and Joseph admits to his growing fear. He requests that she be his spiritual advisor after both acknowledge that they are on a painful journey, best not taken alone. De Rocher asks Sister Helen to accompany his mother to the upcoming parole board meeting.
You're all I got. You're all
push me away.
How do I know that I can trust you?
Trust
How do I
each
know
other.
that you'll be
We
there?
have to be for each other,
Will you be there? Will you be my spiritual advisor?
I can't do it
I
alone.
can't do it alone. Will you go to the Pardon Commission meeting? My mama will be so frightened.
She'll know what to say. Mothers do when their children are in danger.
I'm in danger, Sister Helen. 3 weeks, 4 days, 8 or 16 minutes from now. And the death machine begins. I'm Joseph de Rocher. 95281. It's history. I don't wanna die. Margaret, Sister Helen.
I'll be there.
Help me.
In the courtroom, the frightened Mrs. de Rocher pleads for her son's life. She is a frail woman facing enormous hostility. During her testimony in defense of her son, Owen Hart, the father of the murdered girl, explodes with rage and recounts the grisly details of his daughter's death. In anguish, Joseph's mother can only respond that another killing cannot undo what has already been done.
That you all say, my Judy is so terrible. I can't think of it without dying some myself. If I was that girl's father, I'd hate my boy too. But I ask you to hate the crime and not the criminal. We've all suffered enough, haven't we?
After the hearing, Joseph's family and the families of the murder victims wait for a verdict outside the courthouse. Sister Helen introduces herself to the parents, and they attempt to express their grief, angrily accusing her of having no comprehension of their loss. It is soon announced that the appeal has been turned down and Joseph will be executed.
I'm sorry, so sorry.
You say that a lot, sister. Maybe it comes from being way out of line.
Could we pray together? What would be the point?
I don't think we want the same thing, sister. You've upset my wife. You don't think that Joseph de Rocher should die for the murder of our children?
I abhor what Joe did, but do we deserve to kill him?
Answer my question.
Oh, Christ said.
Don't give me Christ.
Oh,
Give me Helen Prejean.
oh,
Do you honestly feel this monster deserves to live?
I believe that is what my Lord and Savior, my Lord
that same Lord and Savior have pity on your misguided soul. We have nothing to talk about, sister.
She has now become weak from hunger, emotional stress, and exhaustion, and a growing jumble of conflicting voices. Children, the grieving parents, the parole board, the death row inmates, all begin to clutter her mind. The warden approaches and tells her that the governor has turned down their appeal. Joseph de Rocher will die. The voices in her head grow louder and louder, and Sister Helen faints.
What happened? You took him out there so fast. What's wrong?
I had to tell Joe first.
What?
The governor turned down his request for a pardon.
Oh, what about another appeal?
He's out of time and luck, sister. Joseph de Rocher is a dead man. All right, sister.
Gordon, can you change a dollar?
It's on me, sister.
Days later, Joseph is in his cell counting push-ups when a guard comes to tell him that his execution has been set for August 4th at midnight. Now alone, Joseph voices feelings about his impending death, Sister Helen, and his murder victims. When Sister Helen visits Joseph on the night of his execution, their conversation is easy and calming. Helen even tells him about seeing Elvis Presley in person when she was a young girl. Their shared love of Elvis opens a door between them, and they're able to laugh as friends.
But you probably ain't never been to Vegas.
Actually, I have. My father took us when we were little.
You win something.
No. But I saw Elvis Presley.
Elvis? No, really? You saw the king? I can't believe it.
He was in his Zarathustra phase.
What'd he look like?
The white jumpsuit, tinted aviator shades, overweight. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. It still is.
You saw the king. I never met anyone who saw the king before.
So you liked Elvis?
More than liked, I wanted to be him. I wouldn't have wound up like this. That's for sure. With little suede shoes.
Would be cool, Tom.
That's right, Mama.
But how long to live?
And the jailhouse. The jailhouse.
She once more urges Joseph to admit his guilt and seek forgiveness from the parents. Joseph's family comes to see him for the last time. After a tearful farewell with his mother and two younger brothers, Joseph begs his mother to forgive him. She says she believes what he has always told her, that there's nothing to forgive. The parents of the murder victims have arrived to witness the execution, and they upbraid Sister Helen for siding with the murderer, rejecting her words of consolation. The guards prepare Joseph for execution, and Sister Helen is left alone with him for the last time. In the precious moments that remain, she reveals that she visited the crime scene and asks him to relive the details of that night, begging him to face the truth. Reluctantly, Joseph tells her the whole story, and finally breaking down, admits his guilt. Helen assures him of forgiveness, not only hers, but God's as well. She tells him that she will be the face of love for him when he dies.
I did such a bad thing, sister.
Joseph!
Maybe my dying will give them folks some relief. Sister Helen,
When they do this thing to you,
Sister Helen,
I want you to look at me.
sister, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
I want the last thing you see in this world to be a face of love. Look at me, Joe. I will be the face of Christ for you. I will be the face of
I've never known love except for my mama.
She loves you.
But I feel yes. Thank you for loving me, Sister Helen. Time to go home, Sister Helen.
Dead man walking, proclaims the warden as he escorts Joseph to the execution chamber. Father Granville intones the Lord's Prayer, echoed by the voices of inmates, nuns, guards, and parents.
Dead man walking. Your grace, Sister Helen.
I'm okay. Christ is here. Join Remember to look at me.
Joseph and Helen exchange their goodbyes, and she reminds him to look for her as she takes her place in the viewing room. Joseph is strapped on the execution table, and when asked if he has any final statement, he confesses his crime and asks for the forgiveness of the victim's parents.
Have any last words, Rocher? Yes, sir, I do. I want to ask the parents forgiveness for what I did. I did a terrible thing, taking the children from you. And I would just like to say that I hope you get some relief from my death. Proceed. I love you.
To the solitary sound of his heartbeat, Joseph receives the lethal injection. In his final moment, he tells Sister Helen that he loves her, and after his death the witnesses leave and Sister Helen is alone. For one last time she sings her hymn, "He will gather us around."
He will gather us around.
Dead Man Walking will be performed in 2 acts with 1 intermission. It will be sung in English with English text projected above the stage. Performances will be on March 4th and 6th, 2016, at the Mahalia Jackson Theater for the Performing Arts. Dead Man Walking. I want the last thing you see to be the face of love.